Hello and welcome to another episode of SU4J. Thank you to whoever it was that put that on one of the comments. SU4J. I loved it. I'm hip, I'm happening, I'm down with the kids. Yeah, I'm a middle-aged woman. It's very sad. Anyway, I just need to do the finger things, don't I? So I'd like to thank everybody who sends me really lovely, kind, nice messages. But 2 messages I got last week I've got to address because they were just pure poetry. And in true teacher style, I've marked them and I've done some encouraging comments for how to improve in the future. So here are the 2 messages, and they do lead on to a video, okay? So it's not just me ranting on about people's messages, there's something behind this. Right, so this girl sends me a message and she says, "Time is running out. You're a liar. Satan is your God and your videos 8 stinky." And then she does a little icon of poo after the 8 stinky. That's a good one. I like that. But then, emboldened by her courageous standing up for Jehovah and his righteousness, she sends me another message. She says, "You're wrong. Jehovah is going to read your kind from the earth. You and your family will die. Wonder what you look like when armegading is in your face." I've had to write the whole of this sentence out because there was so much to correct. You'll wish you've listened. It will be too late. Now, in case you're not familiar with the grading system in the UK, level 2B is what you'd expect a year 2 child to achieve, so a 7-year-old. And I can't give it any higher than a 2B because, as I've put, there's no punctuation, no capitals, very poor muddled tenses there. But what went well, EBI means even better if it's a teacher thing. What went well was nice use of commas. Yeah, that was a correct use of commas. So level 2B, well done. There's some ways that you can improve in future if you want to send me another message, and hopefully we can get you up to, I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're older than a 7-year-old. We could get you up to maybe level 3 or 4. If you hit level 4, then you're looking at a low GCSE when you're 16. Well done. But what this leads on to is this. It made me think, what a killy-hatey God Jehovah is, isn't he? He seems conflicted, and therefore his followers also seem conflicted. There's a little bit of him that wants to help you and be nice and force you to have the correct religion. But then there's another big bit of him that wants to killy-hatey, stabby, smashy kill you. And I think it's 2 extremes, isn't it? It's like, it goes from 0 to 100 too quickly. And what I'm thinking is this. You know, they say a fish dies from the head first, right? So the people at the top, they're the ones that set the tone of an organisation. And I think the problem here is that God hasn't cascaded down the information very clearly. He's a bit confused. He doesn't seem to have let people know whether we should be loving people or killing them. And it all goes from one to the other really quick. The other thing people are confused about, and this came up on the last video I did about Brother Knucklehead, who built a shelter for when Armageddon. Listen, if you're going to have a killy-hatey event as your major tenet of your religion, you should at least be able to spell it. Anyway, they seem to be a bit conflicted about whether a shelter's needed or not, and I can only assume that it's because, again, God hasn't cascaded down the memo to everyone in a clear fashion. So there's the Noah example and the ark, but then there's Lot who ran away, and then there's the whole thing about Armageddon. It's supposed to be, I always assumed it was supposed to be a selective killing event, this isn't Vietnam, right? There wasn't going to be friendly fire. God's not going to accidentally kill his own and then go, oh, hey, it's okay, I can resurrect those guys later. Although the resurrection, to me, does make God a bit sloppy about life, doesn't it? I mean, if you've got a toy like Lego and every time you break it you can fix it, doesn't matter if you break it, does it? You can be casual about it. If you've got like a precious china doll, once it's broken, you would look after that china doll and love it and cherish it, wouldn't you? But if you can just smash it and put it together and smash it and put it together, don't matter, does it? Don't matter. So, you know, I know God can be a bit casual about killy stuff, but my impression was that Armageddon generally wouldn't be like, boom, boom, oh, there goes some of my luck, never mind, we'll bring them back later, boom, smash, kill. It would be selective. Kill bad people, save good people, kill bad people, save good people. Even if, I used to imagine, even if you were stood next to each other in the queue at the bank, the bad people would get killed and you'd like still be stood there like, oh great, I picked the right queue for once in my life. And then you find the woman at the counter was also a bad person and is dead, and you still can't get your book of 12 first class stamps. Damn. So anyway, God's not going to engage in friendly fire, is it? He's not going to be sending back the good guys in coffins with kingdom flags over them and then bringing them back later. The other thing that's not very clear is there's a muddle between the Great Tribulation, when the pictures in the magazines indicate that we will be huddling and hiding and scared and having to find cellars and things to hide in, compared to Armageddon, when God will come and do all the smashing and killing, and then it'll be selective and you'll be okay. Wherever you are, you'll be okay. You'll be saved because you're a good guy. And I think it kind of all gets conflated. So the pictures in the magazines of people hiding in cellars, clutching onto the magazines and looking really scared at the imaginary artist camera, the little girl in that picture, that gets conflated with Armageddon, the selective killy event, where you'll be saved wherever you are. So I think nutters generally, and maybe some normal people just muddled in, get muddled about when we need to be protecting ourselves and when we can just be really cash about it. You know, God's going to save me wherever I am because I'm a good guy. And then you get this situation where people go off and build shelters and arks. And interestingly, my video about Brother Knucklehead, more than one person replied and said, I know somebody who's built a save me shelter. And then there's the go bags, isn't there? You know, the go bags indicates that you're going to have to look after yourself, that even though it's some kind of righteous situation, that God's not really going to be looking after you because he's going to have his mind on other things at that time. So there's going to be like a period where you're going to have to get your own food and water and magazines. God's not going to be providing. Not like the manna in the wilderness where, you know, wherever you were out in the middle of no man's land, some birds would drop on you and you could eat them. No, you need to have a packet of matches and a pen knife and a bottle opener. I'd need a bottle opener and, you know, all those things that you're going to need for survival. The whole thing's muddled. Are you going to need to look after yourself for survival? Or is God going to look after you? Where's the faith if you have to just look after yourself, if you need to take your bottle opener? And of course, you could do without a bottle opener if you only took sparkling wine with you. I'm just saying, you can do without a bottle opener if it's champagne. Just a thought. But all the other stuff, you know, the matches and the those things that they have at the end of a marathon, those metal wrap things to keep you warm, because the Great Tribulation might be cold. There might be a shivering event somewhere in there. It's bizarre. Why hasn't God cascaded the memo much more clearly? Why hasn't he said how long it's going to last? It doesn't have to say when it is. We know nobody knows the day or the hour. We know that. We know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows except it's just around the corner, like really soon, like maybe 1925 or 1975 or 2034 but nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's cool. But he could have said, like, look, Great Tribulation, it's going to be like 6 months long. Yeah, you're going to need 6 months worth of tinned spam in your garage, hidden along with your Bibles in the fridge, in the freezer bit. Armageddon, selective. There's going to be no friendly fire. I promise you that now. if you vote for me, I promise you, as a headline of my manifesto, there'll be no friendly fire at armegading. Oh, we don't vote for him, do we? I forgot. So, he could give people a clue, couldn't he? But instead it's all a bit muddled. Oh, you might have to look after yourself, you might not. Good people might die. Well, if you don't have your bottle opener and your matches with you, you might die, but you might not, because you've got to have faith in me. I'll provide. You've got to have faith in me. It's just not clear. God, if I was going to mark you on your communiques to your people, based on what they're doing, running around like the fucking Keystone cops without a clue whether to build a box or build a shelter or hide in the cellar or put the magazines in the freezer compartment, I would mark you a level 1C, really, on communication. That's very, very poor. I think God, as well as being hatey-killy, conflicted with lovey-dovey, sounds like an abusive partner to me, but there you go. I think you should go and stand in a corner and think about what you've done, and then come out and send another email and make it really clear what people need to do. Thank you for listening to SU4J.